Hi guys, in this video we are going to dive into the concept of correlation analysis. More specifically, we'll be looking at the correlation between organic trials and Facebook trials with device data. We'll be taking a practical approach to understand correlation analysis through this spreadsheet. Let's start by defining what correlation analysis is. Correlation analysis is a statistical technique used to measure the strength and direction of the relationship between two or more variables. In our case, we want to know how organic trials and Facebook trials are related. Correlation analysis will help us understand this relationship better. To conduct correlation analysis, we first need to plot our data on a scatter plot. This will help us visualize the relation between the two variables. For example, we have day-wise data for organic trials and Facebook trials. Do note that we have added two new columns for 7-day rolling. Adding columns for 7-day rolling means that we are calculating the average of the previous 7 days for each variable. For example, for the organic trials column, the value in each row is the average of the previous 7 days of organic trials, as you can see as I click on the formula. We do the same for Facebook trials as well. The reason we do is that it helps us to smooth out the data and remove any anomalies or outliers. By using 7-day rolling averages, we can better understand the overall trend of the data and reduce the impact of any fluctuations that may occur. So now we will plot these two variables against each other to create our scatter plot, as you can see over here. We can quickly see how we can do this again by selecting these columns, go to Insert, click on Chart. Over here we'll select Scatter Plot because that's what we are doing. And primarily what it has done is it has taken x-axis as our organic data and y-axis as our Facebook data. Now, if we want to have some additional information like the equation associated with these two variables, we can go to Customize, go to Series, and over here we can see a trend line, maybe a linear trend line, and if we want to see an equation as well along with R square value. So this will give us some additional values with respect to the relation between Facebook and organic. Once we have this scatter plot, we can calculate the correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient is a numerical value that measures the strength and direction of the relationship between two variables. The value of the correlation coefficient can range from -1 to 1. In order to do that, we simply have to enter this formula equals to CORREL, which is shortened for correlation, and then we'll select our columns that we are doing the analysis for. So this one we are doing for the raw numbers that we had, and then we did the same for the rolling period as well. If I have to do this again, what I'll do is I'll click on equals to correlation. As you can see, when it starts typing in, you'll see the formula, and then it will ask us to select our y data followed by x data. So in our case, if y data is Facebook, we can select this and then our x data, which is organic trials, and then we'll hit enter. It will give us the correlation coefficient between organic trials and Facebook trials. We'll do the same for rolling period averages as well. So in this case, we'll select correlation between Y, which in this case is Facebook, and then our organic. And we see that we have received correlation coefficient for rolling period averages for organic and Facebook data. Now going back to the numbers, what does these represent? A correlation coefficient of -1 indicates a perfect negative correlation, which means if one variable increases, the other variable decreases. A correlation coefficient of 0 indicates no correlation between the two variables, and a correlation coefficient of 1 indicates a perfect positive correlation where both variables increase or decrease together. Our example, we calculated the correlation coefficient between organic trials and Facebook trials, which came out to be 0.88. We did the same with 7-day rolling correlation between organic trials and Facebook trials, and that came out to be 0.95. This value is far greater than 0, which definitely means that it is a positive correlation. Furthermore, the value of 0.95 is much closer to 1, which indicates a strong positive correlation between organic trials and Facebook trials. This means that as organic trials increases, Facebook trials also tend to increase, and that is visible in our chart also. In conclusion, organic correlation analysis is a very powerful technique to understand the relationship between different metrics and optimize our strategy. In this example, we analyzed the correlation between organic trials and Facebook trials with day-wise data. You could definitely do the same by weekly data or monthly data as long as you have enough data points. We plotted our data on a scatter plot and calculated the correlation coefficient, which indicated a strong positive correlation between organic trials and Facebook trials. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to have us help you run a correlation analysis, or if you'd like to explore our services for user acquisition or creative production, please go over to rocketshiphq.com or send us a note at hi@rocketshiphq.com. Thank you.